Chapter 1. Autumn After the Crash. The man standing at the door was someone she knew, and yet he was a stranger. Marco leaned against the doorframe, as if simply returning home demanded more strength than he had. He'd lost weight. His eyes, once curious and bright, were dull now, not looking at her but through her. A thin scar ran along the back of his head, just barely hidden by his hair. From the accident, the doctors had said, along with it came partial memory loss, insomnia, mood swings. Anna stepped back without a word, letting him in. He moved slowly, carefully, like he was learning the apartment all over again. He didn't take off his coat. The place was warm, but the silence between them was colder than anything outside. "The bathroom's to your left," she said quietly, like always. He nodded and went. Silence settled again. Anna stood in the hallway, gripping the edge of her sweater. Over the last few weeks, she had learned to fear silence. It wasn't peaceful. It pressed down like dust on forgotten things. Once she and Marco had talked for hours, about everything and nothing. Now she didn't know where to start, or if she even should. He came out 10 minutes later, towel draped over his shoulders, hair damp, that same vacant look in his eyes. Anna placed a cup of tea in front of him. "It's chamomile. You used to like it." "Thanks," he said flatly. He sat at the table, holding the cup but not drinking, just watching the steam rise in slow, ghostly curls. "Do you remember anything from that day?" she asked gently. "Not much," he said. "Rain, headlights, the impact. Then, the hospital. And before that, silence. Then nothing." He looked up. The word hit her like a slap, because that nothing had been growing between them long before the accident. That night, she didn't sleep. She lay on the left side of the bed, listening to his breathing, steady, deep. He slept, but he wasn't at peace. His body jerked now and then. His fingers twitched. He mumbled things she couldn't make out. Around 3 a.m, she got up. She went to the kitchen and poured herself a glass of water. As she passed the table, she accidentally bumped into Marco's phone. It fell to the floor and lit up. Anna picked it up and noticed something strange, 23 messages deleted. She frowned. He just got out of the hospital. Who could have sent messages? And why delete them? He'd been unconscious for a week after the crash. Only hospital staff had access to his phone. Or someone else? Her heart pounded. Her hand trembled. She placed the phone back where it had been, as if it were hot to the touch. The next morning, Marco seemed calm. He ate breakfast in silence, watched the muted TV screen without turning up the volume. Anna watched him, like watching a man with a familiar face but an unknown mind. She couldn't hold it in. "Did you meet someone before the crash? Were you seeing anyone?" He hesitated, then shrugged. "Maybe. I don't know." That was the worst answer, because if he was lying, she'd never forgive him. But if he truly didn't remember, how could she trust him? He sat at the table, holding the cup but not drinking, just watching the steam rise in slow, ghostly curls. "Do you remember anything from that day?" she asked gently. "Not much," he said. "Rain, headlights, the impact, then the hospital. And before that, silence. Then nothing." He looked up. The word hit her like a slap, because that nothing had been growing between them long before the accident. That evening, she opened his laptop. The password was still the same. The browser history, almost empty. But one saved login caught her eye, L.K.Notes. Initials she didn't recognize. Anna clicked, but the page wouldn't open. Access denied, but it was too late. Something in her gut twisted. Someone had been in his life, and maybe still was. And worst of all, Anna didn't yet know that this LK wasn't just a name. She was the key to everything Marco had forgotten. That evening, she